Parent Guide: Supporting Your Baby in Week 1. Monumental. What if the single most important thing you can do for your baby this week costs nothing, requires no special equipment, and takes no expert training? What if it is something you already know how to do? Neuronal. Welcome back to Tiny Steps Weekly. If you have already watched our baby development video for week 1, you know what an extraordinary amount is happening inside your newborn this week. Today, we are going to talk about you, the parent, and exactly what you can do in this first week to support your baby's growth, development, and well-being. I want to begin with something I say to every family I meet in that first week. Give yourself grace. You have just been through one of the most physically and emotionally intense experiences of your life, and you are now responsible for a brand new human being around the clock. This is hard. It is supposed to be hard. What you need right now is not perfection. It is presence, warmth, and some practical guidance. Let's walk through it together. Monumental. In week 1, your priorities as a parent are beautifully simple: feeding, warmth, sleep, and connection. Everything else can wait. Feeding is the center of newborn life. Whether you are breastfeeding or formula feeding, your newborn needs to eat frequently, typically every 2 to 3 hours, which means 8 to 12 feedings in a 24-hour period. This is not a sign that something is wrong. This is a sign that your baby has a very small stomach, roughly the size of a marble at birth, and digests milk quickly. If you are breastfeeding, the first few days can feel challenging. Your breasts produce colostrum first, a thick, golden fluid that is extraordinarily rich in antibodies and nutrients. Your mature milk typically comes in between day 2 and day 5. During this time, it is normal for feeding to feel awkward or uncertain. Latch difficulties are common, and support from a lactation consultant can make an enormous difference. Please do not hesitate to ask for that help. A consistent sign that feeding is going well is the number of wet and dirty diapers your baby produces. In the first day or 2, you may see only 1 or 2 wet diapers. By day 4 or 5, once your milk is in, you should see 6 or more wet diapers per day and regular bowel movements. If you are seeing significantly fewer than this, contact your pediatrician. You might be surprised to learn how much you can do to support your baby's brain development this week, and how naturally it fits into the caregiving you are already doing. Talk to your baby. I know it can feel a little strange at first, talking to someone who cannot respond in any recognizable way. But your voice is the single most powerful developmental tool you have right now. Narrate what you are doing as you change a diaper, give a bath, or prepare a feeding. Use a slightly higher pitch and a slower rhythm. This is what researchers call parentese, and studies show that babies' brains respond more strongly to this style of speech. You do not have to think about it consciously. Most parents do it naturally. Make eye contact. When you are feeding your baby, position your face about 8 to 12 inches away, the distance at which your newborn can see most clearly. Look at them. Let them look at you. These moments of quiet mutual gaze are some of the most powerful experiences for early social and emotional development. Practice skin-to-skin contact. Holding your baby directly against your bare chest, skin to skin, provides multiple benefits simultaneously. It regulates your baby's body temperature, stabilizes their heart rate and breathing, supports the establishment of breastfeeding, and promotes the release of oxytocin, the bonding hormone, in both parent and baby. Research from the World Health Organization strongly supports skin-to-skin contact as beneficial for all newborns, not just those in neonatal intensive care. Respond to crying. This is, without question, one of the most important things you can do in week 1. When your baby cries, respond. Pick them up, hold them, check their needs. This is not indulgence, it is responsive caregiving, and it directly supports healthy neurological development. Every time you respond to your baby's distress and help them return to calm, you are teaching their nervous system how to regulate itself. Anzaflager anenlanemen? Sleep in week 1 is one of the biggest sources of confusion and exhaustion for new parents. Let me give you a clear, realistic picture of what to expect. Your newborn will sleep between 16 and 18 hours per day, but not in long stretches. Newborns sleep in cycles of 1 to 4 hours, wake to feed, and then sleep again. Their internal clock, which regulates night and day, is not yet developed. To your baby, 2 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon feel exactly the same. One of the most helpful things you can do right now is to begin gently exposing your baby to daylight during daytime wakeful periods. Pull back the curtains, feed near a window. Take short walks outside. This begins to set the biological clock, a process that takes several weeks to develop, but planting the seed in week 1 is worthwhile. The most important safety rule I will share with you is this. Always place your baby on their back to sleep, on a firm, flat surface, in a safe crib or bassinet free of soft bedding, pillows, bumpers, or stuffed animals. This is not a preference. It is the single most effective way to reduce the risk of sudden infant death syndrome. The American Academy of Pediatrics is unequivocal on this point. I also want to address sleep deprivation directly, because it is real and it is serious. When your baby sleeps, please consider sleeping yourself, even briefly. Protecting your own rest is not selfish. It makes you a safer, more responsive, more emotionally present parent. Monumental. Bonding in week 1 does not have to look dramatic or intense. In fact, the most powerful bonding happens in the quiet, ordinary moments of caregiving. Singing to your baby is a beautiful bonding tool. It does not matter if you are not a singer. Your voice is what your baby wants to hear. Lullabies and gentle humming soothe the nervous system and help your baby feel safe in this new world. Research shows that infant-directed singing activates distinct areas of the newborn brain associated with emotional processing and attention. Gentle touch is another powerful bonding tool. When you are bathing your baby, dressing them, or settling them to sleep, use slow, deliberate, gentle strokes. Infant massage, even simple, gentle strokes on the back, arms, and legs, has been shown to reduce cortisol levels in newborns, support weight gain in premature infants, and improve sleep quality. Read to your baby. I know this surprises some parents. Reading to a 1-week-old? Yes. Your baby cannot understand the words, but they are taking in the rhythm, melody, and cadence of language. Every word you speak near your baby is contributing to their developing brain. There is no such thing as too early to read aloud. And finally, let your baby look at your face. Simply holding them and making quiet eye contact, speaking softly, letting them study the features of your face is one of the most enriching experiences available to a newborn brain this week. Monumental. Monterrey newborn to war. Let me share a few things that parents sometimes do in week 1, with the best of intentions, but which can create unnecessary difficulty. Avoid overstimulation. A 1-week-old baby has a very limited capacity to process sensory input before becoming overwhelmed. If your baby begins to avert their gaze, turn their head away, or become fussy during an interaction, this is a signal that they need a break. Put them in a quieter, dimmer space and give them a chance to calm down. This is not rejection. It is regulation. Do not compare your baby to other babies. In my clinic, I see parents every week who have worried themselves considerably by comparing their newborn to a friend's baby or to something they read online. Babies develop on a spectrum. What matters is that your baby is generally alert and responsive when awake, feeding adequately, producing wet diapers, and growing. The range of normal in week 1 is very wide. Avoid unnecessary visitors and noise in these first days. Your home does not need to be silent, but your newborn will benefit from a calm, relatively quiet environment while they adjust to life outside the womb. And please, let go of the idea that you must have everything figured out right now. Parenting a newborn is a skill that develops with practice, just like any other skill. You are learning your baby, and your baby is learning you. That takes time. Monumental. In my practice, the families who navigate week 1 most successfully tend to share one common trait. They ask for help. They call their pediatrician when they are unsure. They reach out to a lactation consultant when feeding is difficult. They ask a family member to come over so they can sleep for 3 hours. There is no weakness in asking for support during this week. The old saying that it takes a village to raise a child is not just a sentiment. It reflects a biological and social truth. Human infants were never designed to be raised by 2 sleep-deprived people in isolation. If your village is smaller than you would like, start building it. A postpartum doula, a new parent support group, a reliable friend, all of these matter. One of the most common questions I hear from parents in week 1 is this: how do I know if I'm doing it right? My honest answer is this: if your baby is being fed, held, kept warm, and responded to when they cry, you are doing it right. You do not need special techniques in week 1. You need consistency, warmth, and presence. Trust your instincts. You know your baby better than any book or website. If something feels wrong, it is worth a phone call to your pediatrician. But if your baby is feeding, has wet diapers, sleeps between feeds, and calms when held, you are doing beautifully. Monumental. I want to say something directly to parents who are finding week 1 harder than they expected. The gap between the idea of having a baby and the reality of caring for a newborn is real, and it is wide. Feeling overwhelmed, uncertain, or even occasionally regretful of the life change you have made is normal. These feelings do not make you a bad parent. They make you a human being in the middle of a profound transition. However, if you notice persistent feelings of sadness, anxiety, or disconnection from your baby that do not ease up over the first couple of weeks, please speak to your doctor. Postpartum mood disorders are common. They are treatable, and asking for help is the strongest thing you can do for yourself and your family. Monumental. Week 1 is just the beginning. Every day that passes, your baby is growing more aware of the world and of you. The tiny steps are happening right now in every feeding, every nap, every moment you hold your baby close. Take care of yourself. Ask for help. Trust your instincts. You are exactly the parent your baby needs. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe to Tiny Steps Weekly. Each week, we release 2 new videos to help you understand and support your baby's development, from birth all the way to age 5. We are on this journey together because every tiny step matters.